Reverend Thomas Flaps was a pastor of a small-town church in Ireland. One day he was walking down the high street and noticed a young lady of his congregation sitting on a pub bench drinking beer. The Reverend wasn't happy. "Miss O'Connor," he said sternly, "this is no place for a member of my congregation. Why don't you let me take you home?"
"Sure,"
she said with a slur, obviously very drunk. When Miss O'Connor stood up, she began to stagger back and forth. The Reverend realised that she had had far too much to drink and grabbed her arms to steady her. When he did, they both lost their balance and tumbled to the floor. After rolling around for a few moments, the Reverend wound up on top of Miss O'Connor, her skirt hiked up to her waist. The pub landlord looked over and said, "Oi, mates, we won't have any of that going on outside this pub." The Reverend looked up at the landlord and said, "But you don't understand. I'm Pastor Flaps." The landlord nodded and said,
"Oh, well, if you're that far in, you might as well finish."
"Ah, thank you.